Welcome to Tielt in Belgium for the 51st edition of the TAC Rally, the second round of the Division 1 of the Kroon-Oil Belgian Rally Championship. It's the third round of the championship. And this is the championship leader, Bastien Rouard, who decided last minute to be at the start. We wanted to participate to try and maintain our number one position in the championship and open the road to the Wallonia Rally on our home turf. So thanks to our partners, I'm here thanks to them. This is Cedric Charin, second in the championship. After his retirement in the Ardennes Rally, he has something to rectify here. Apparently the Skoda is a miracle car. It's great, and that way we'll all be on the level playing field. It's a superb car, but I think today all cars will be more or less equivalent. Some have their strengths, some have their weaknesses, and vice versa. The Citroën C3, don't forget that Maxime was champion with the C3, and so was Stéphane Lefebvre. Everyone says it's no good, but I can tell you it's a very good car.
La C3 c'est pas bon, mais moi je peux vous dire que c'est une très bonne voiture.
Plenty of drivers in the Skoda though, like Jos Verstappen, who has chosen to go back to the car with which he became champion.
Je ziet dat we dicht bij elkaar zitten.
You see, we're quite close, so it all come down to the form of the day. They have a bit more experience here. They've driven on this rally more often, which is a slight advantage for this rally, but I know the next one, so for the next rallies, everybody will be on the same level.
De volgende rallies die komen, dat moet het, ja, dan hebben we voor iedereen hetzelfde, zeg maar.
Last year's winner, Vincent Verschuren, then the TAC Rally was a Division 2 rally. So the opposition is a bit stronger this year.
Ja, ik heb hem al veel gereden.
Yes, I've driven here a lot, that's for sure, but a lot has changed this year. There are some new stages, some reverse stages as well. So yes, it's quite nice that there's finally such a significant change. And of course, if you want to push your limits, you have to apply yourself. So we try to do some good recce's and try to do it as well as possible. There's a good number of GT cars at the start as well, like this Porsche of Peter Jan Michiel Krakow, a 992 Rally GT version, of course. And one of his competitors is Glenn Jansen, who make his comeback.
We gaan nog eens een poging doen.
Yes, we're going to give it another go. We're going to do a tilt again. We've really missed the rally in the last couple of years. I've been inactive for a long time, so I have no overly ambitious goals, but the objective is always to have fun. Ready for the first loop of 4 stages then, with Bastien Rouard after his win in the Ardennes Rally. Championship leader, and has to be first on the road. Wonder what he can do with his Citroën C3 against the Skoda Armada. He starts with a 4th time.
Bonne première boucle, sans prendre trop de risques.
Yeah, first good loop with not too many risks. I think we're 20 seconds off the lead now, 25. So that's not bad. After 4 stages, that's not bad. Cedric Charin wanted to score some points in the Ardennes Rally, didn't do so. So wants to go for the win here. He's among the favourites. He loses some time left and right, and he's in second after the first 4 stages.
On n'a pas fait de faute, juste un petit tout droit.
We didn't make any mistakes, just a small run-off where we lost a second or two. The gaps are very tight. That's good for everybody. Obviously, for the spectators, for the battle, I think there are 8 seconds between the top 3 now, if my calculations are correct. Even Leander is still 2 seconds behind, so top 4 within 10, 12 seconds, I think. So that's good. Fight for the win is on.
Est lancé pour la victoire.
Jos Verstappen, first time at the start in the TAC Rally. The reigning Belgian champion wants to get his title fight, give it some strength here. And he loses some time, but he's still in third after 4 stages.
Voor onze nieuwe rally.
For us, it's a new rally, but I'm happy with how it's going. Now in this second loop, we need to step it up a gear because we've reviewed all the stages again. We're taking notes, and we'll see if we can manage to go a bit quicker.
Als we dat kunnen.
Emil Breitmeier sticking to his Citroën C3 with Stefan Prévost at his side. Breitmeier not really happy with the performances of his car. And he's an 8th.
C'est vraiment une boucle, on va dire, d'apprentissage ici.
It was really a learning loop here, struggling to find a rhythm at the beginning. It's not easy, it's very slippery, so it's not stages I'm most comfortable on. We engage in gouging things, frankly we've gained a little bit of confidence, so it's starting to get better and better, and I think we'll be able to push a little harder on this loop. It's going to be tricky because there's a lot of gravel, and I hope it doesn't rain. It's in Verschuren, last year's winner then. Former Belgian champion at home on these stages. Wants to take the fight to his Skoda colleagues. But he makes a small mistake, that which is very costly.
Op een hele trage situatie eigenlijk.
It was a very slow situation. I accelerated and the car just slid a bit too much, which meant I ended up with one wheel in a ditch and I was stuck and I couldn't get out. So the car is fine. It doesn't have a scratch, but it's just a real shame.
Echt, ja, heel jammer.
Verschuren losing some 2 minutes. And there's another Skoda driver hanging around, the 2023 Belgian champion Maxime Potti. He also taking back to the Skoda after a comparative test before this rally, and Potti starts very quickly, setting 3 fastest times. I didn't think I'd do so well, either with the car or even myself, because it had been a long time since we've been here at the TAC Rally, and with the car we're rediscovering it, getting back into the rhythm with it since last year, so there are quite a few new things to learn. Good start of the rally as well for Stephen Dolphin. He's in 6th.
We hebben de eerste ronde wel leergeld betaald.
Paid the price for learning this opening loop. After driving here for so long, it was like rediscovering how quickly the asphalt can change. But I said we need to be at the front of the second group, and so far we're managing that with the 6th place. So we'll try to hold on to it.
We proberen te behouden.
Lander de Potter finished in 3rd here last year in his first rally in the Rally 2 car. This is his 2nd rally in a Rally 2 car. Normally he drives a Rally 4, but he does very well and he's in 4th.
Super eigenlijk. De eerste proef was...
Great indeed. The first stage was a bit of a learning curve, of course. It was the first stage back in the Rally 2, coming from the Corsa. Takes a little getting used to, but it went well. We lost about 6 seconds and we're still neck and neck with the leaders. So on the last stage we were practically in contention to set the fastest time. We just 0.3 off it. Richard Peck's getting ready to get a good result in the Masters category with a Skoda as well. And after 4 stages he's in 12th overall. It's going well. The first 4 stages were finished. First loop is complete. We're starting on a slightly slippery track, but just to get used to it again. We know the track is slippery, but I was a bit surprised at first with how slippery it was. Nicolas Stampard had a disappointing opening round, and he tries to improve on that here. No surprise, he drives the Skoda as well. Good start for the rally for him. Setting 7th fastest time.
Eerste 3 KP's waren zeer.
First 3 stages were very good. The last one a little less so, so we made a small mistake. But we're well positioned and I'm pretty happy. Here's Roger Hodenius with his immensely impressive decorated Citroën C3. But it went very wrong for him in the opening stage. A hard crash, and that was it for him in the TAC Rally in Tielt. And here's Koen Wouters, the Flemish singer, TV presenter, making his rally debut in a big rally. He has some small experience, but he crashed in a previous preparing rally, and he takes it pretty careful here.
Voorpaal, linkswenselijk, laat haar licht couperen.
Het is goed meegevallen.
It went pretty well. I got a puncture in an unexpected spot. It was so obvious, yet I kept going, but otherwise I'm maintaining a good safety margin. Braking with a margin, still making a lot of mistakes, but I'm gradually getting back into the rhythm. These are the first kilometers since Ypres last year, because I'm not counting the 3 kilometers at Moorslee that I did a few weeks ago. But it's okay, I'm starting to get my feel for it again.
Begint een beetje terug het gevoel te krijgen.
The GT category, Podium Michiel Krakow wants to get a good result with his Porsche. And he sets a very good opening loop, taking the lead, and he's in 9th overall.
Het is leuk dat er zoveel Porsches.
It's great to see so many Porsches and Alpines competing. It creates a sort of the rally within the rallies, which is very nice. We're currently in the lead, but we're keeping an eye on all these R5s to see what we can do against them. However, they're still a bit too fast at times, so we're going to have to pick up the pace a bit.
We gaan al een tand moeten bijsteken.
Glenn Janssens is driving with Karen Jansen as a co-driver, and she makes her debut, the former Miss Belgium, in her very first rally. The TAC Rally is not the easiest rally to start with, but they are in 3rd in the GT category. It's a great first experience for me too, discovering the world of rallying. I have to honestly admit that it's much more complex than I imagined, but there are a lot of people here, so I think it's still a very popular sport. And I'm very happy to be participating for the first time here in Tielt today. In the Belgian junior category, Benoit Wautier with his Peugeot 208 Rally 6 is in 3rd, some 27 seconds behind the leader. And RNT youngster, the RACB national team, Emilian Allard, is in 2nd in his 2nd rally ever.
Première boucle plutôt positive.
A positive first loop. I'm discovering the roads here. It took me a little while to get used to the grip, which is very particular and extremely changeable. And after that, we started to pick up the pace and try to find a rhythm without taking too many risks. And so far, it's paying off. For the moment, Allard is 10 seconds behind Laurent Lejeune, his colleague in the RACB national team. He also with an Opel Corsa Racing. In the M Cup, Frankie Boulat, one of the favourites, lost the wheel pretty early on. So it's a fight now between Philip Blommers in this BMW and Toby van den Bergen in the BMW 132.
De eerste en de laatste proef liggen mee.
First and last stages of the loop suit me better because there's more flowing situations, but Philip is better in the other stages, so it's going to be good fights. Leading in the historic category is this impressive Opel Monza, driven by Bert Cornelis.
Beter dan verwacht.
It's better than expected. We got off to a good start this morning. The others hesitated a bit, and we immediately found the right rhythm. So everything goes as planned.
Zoals gepland.
These are the standings after 4 of the 12 stages. Potier leading from Sharan, Verstappen, then it's the Potter, Rouar, and Stephen Dolphin. Welcome back to Tielt for the TAC Rally, the 2nd Division 1 rally of the Kroon-Oil Belgian Rally Championship. In historic, there was some bad luck for the Opel Monza of Bert Cornelis. So is the Opel Kadett GTE of Mark Verreke now leading. And bad luck for Nolan Lejeune as well, with problems with the gearbox and the puncture. We no longer have any hope of competing with them, but we'll keep going and try to make it to the finish. but he wouldn't make it to the finish. The gearbox issues were too big. That means that Benoit Vautier is now in second in the junior standings, with Emilien Allard having a comfortable lead. In the M Cup, it's a good fight between all the BMWs. Frederik van der Loek is in third with M3. There's still a fight between Toby van den Bergen and Philip Blommers for the lead. There's only 2.4 seconds between them for the moment, to the advantage of Van den Bergen.
Ja, Filip, wat een strijd tussen jullie. 3 seconden.
How does your duel stand? There's only 2 or 3 seconds between you. Are you still friends? Absolutely, absolutely. It's exciting. You constantly have to look in the rearview mirror. Well, apparently we each have our favorite stages. He has 2 where he is always faster, and so far I've had 2 where I've been faster. So it will remain exciting until the end, I hope. But no one has any issues, and it turns into a great battle.
Dat een mooie strijd mag worden.
In the Young Timer Championship, there's no stopping the Subaru Impreza over Paul Alita. And in the GT category, Janssen and Janssen are still doing fine. They're in third for the moment.
Ja, hoe is dat zo om als...
What's it like to do a rally as a couple? Well, it's better than expected. It's going well. We're having fun. We're having fun. Yes, we've done your best to adapt too, haven't you? I did my best to adapt indeed. I tried to prepare well. And I was warned it would be a test for our relationship. We haven't argued so far, and we've done our best. So I think that's the most important thing.
Dus ik denk dat dat het belangrijkste is.
Leading the GT category is still Peter Jan Michiel Krakow. Has almost 2 minutes lead with 4 stages to go. And he's in 9th overall as well. Just past Emil Breitmeier, suffering with the driving issues on his Citroën C3. Christopher Schuring is coming back into the top 10, and he's in 8th after 8 stages. It's better than this morning. We had a good loop. It was a bit of searching. We're still testing different settings, and we're going to try something completely different for the last loop. Temperatures are dropping too, so the situation could change. It might rain a little during the last stage as well, so anything can still happen. Nicolas Stampard lost some time in one of the stages of the second loop, but he's still in 7th overall.
Tweede boekel was iets minder.
Second loop was a bit worse. We made a small mistake, lost some 20 seconds. Because of that, we lost 6th place. But the following stages were good, so I'm pretty happy. That 6th place goes to Stephen Dolphin for the moment. The wheel of his Fabia Rally 2 Evo. Gerard trying to keep the championship lead, and he's in 5th for the moment. We're not here to finish 5th in the first loop. We're at the front, not far from the very top, so we're going to try to increase the pace now and attack in the last stages. Lander de Potter still in 4th. Had to concede some ground to the top fighters, which is absolutely logical since he has almost no experience in a Rally 2 car.
Ik denk dat de eerste een beetje een tempo
I think the leaders have picked up the pace. They're fighting for the championship, and they're going very fast. We're trying to keep up. We had a puncture in the last stage. We lost some 8 seconds, which isn't huge in itself, so I think it's close. It's really impressive to see those guys driving at that pace, though. Just Verstappen fighting hard in the second loop, still in 3rd, 12 seconds behind the leader. The last stages I made 2 small mistakes that cost us quite a bit of time. So otherwise the gap would have been smaller, but that's how it is. We're not going to give up. Anyway, we're going to try to catch Chorin, and then everything will be fine. Because Verstappen is fighting with Chorin for the Belgian Rally title, of course. Chorin has 2.3 seconds in hand over Verstappen.
On voit que les écarts sont vraiment très
You
faibles.
can see that the gaps are very small. It's not easy stages. It's not that it's just straight. There's a lot of pollution, a lot of risk of punctures too. So I'm always surprising when it's dry. The gaps are very small, but it's good for the spectators, for the media, for everybody. We're really enjoying to driving this car. Maxime Potti still going very fast, adding another 3 faster stages to his tally, even though that door should have remained closed.
On a bien travaillé le jeudi au
We worked well on Thursday during the shakedown. We worked well yesterday during the recce, just like we did in 23 and 22 and 24 even. We always try to do the things right, and here it pays off, that's clear.
Ça paye, c'est clair.
So Maxime Potti has 9.9 seconds in hand with 4 stages to go over Charrin. Then it's Verstappen in third. De Potter, Rouard and Dolphin are a bit further away. Final loop of 4 stages then. And it's a second win in only his second rally in the Belgian Junior Championship for Emilien Allard. Good drive for the Opel driver.
Ici, je venais pour prendre de l'expérience.
Came here to gain experience, and in the end we're leaving with a victory. It's fantastic. The whole rally wasn't easy because the asphalt is very slippery, constantly changing, but we made it to the end without any damage to the car, so I'm really happy.
Sur la voiture, donc je suis vraiment content.
Kobe van den Bergen and Philip Lommers were fighting hard until the last stage, where Lommers took 2.6 seconds off Van den Bergen, and so he wins the duel with 0.4 seconds. Only 4/10 in it for the M Cup, and a well-deserved win for Philip Lommers. In the Rally 3 category, the win went to the Renault Clio of Benoit Verlinde, beating Thibaut Mazin with almost 3 minutes. The GT category, there was no stopping Peter Jan Michiel Krakow. Well-deserved win for Krakow, who finished in 9th overall as well with his Porsche. Bastien Rouard takes 5th in the end. Not enough to remain in the lead of the championship, but he might be happy not to have to open the road in his home rally, the Rally de Wallonie. Lander Potter lost some time in the final stages, but he still finished in 4th and was rewarded by the fans with the AC Tronics Driver of the Day award.
Lander de Potter,
Lander de Potter is the second time you had this opportunity. The Driver of the Day award from AC Tronics is for you, voted by the fans once again. It couldn't have been any other way. What a performance. I'm awarding it to you and your co-driver. Congratulations. Are you happy with this award? Yeah, absolutely. It's fantastic to be able to drive such a car in such a team. I don't think we could have had a better car. We tried everything today. The setup was good. We're working really well with Paul. The car is performing well. The stage times were perfect this morning. Second loop, we made a few mistakes because we pushed a bit too hard. On the last loop, we wore out our tires, but they didn't let us down. It was a great 4th place, just a few seconds behind the others. Isn't bad at all. Cedric Charrat fought hard until the end, but had to concede a position in the final loop and finished in 3rd in the end. Still got the fastest time in the power stage though, but that was not enough to beat Jos Verstappen, who in the end had 4.4 seconds in hand over Charrat. Charrat is the new championship leader though, but the win in Tielt went to Maxime Potti. A great drive for Potti, controlled drive in the last loop as well.
Fantastic, on pensait pas du tout.
Fantastic, we weren't expecting to do this at all before the weekend, so we were rediscovering the Skoda since last year, so we did well. We did the shakedown well, we wrecked well, we had a good first loop, we managed to create a gap in the first loop. So here on the last stage, we didn't want to push too hard to avoid making mistakes, and it paid off right at the end. Great win for Maxime Potti and Renaud Herman. They had 7.4 in hand over Verstappen and Jamoul, with Charrat and Vermeulen completing the podium. And Charin is the new leader, 1 point in hand over Bastien Rouard. Maxime Pottier is only 4 points behind, Verstappen only 6. Will be exciting for the rest of the season. And that was it from the TAC Rally in Tielt. See you at the Wallonie.